me not remembering the piece. Let me ask you one favor, and this is not an apology, but I teach middle school. If I don't show you something, maybe don't do it. Kind of pretend like you're less secure with yourself. You guys are giving me some wonderful dynamics that I'm not giving you, so. Let me start at the beginning again.
Being too nice to you, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And you want them to only play the dynamics that you're giving them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so look at letter C. What is the dynamic there? Or letter A is fine too.
The piano.
And do you feel like they're playing piano?
No, but I'm also giving them too big of a...
Right, so how are we going to fix that?
Bring it in.
Okay, so what I really like is the fact that you are doing a great job of showing those eighth rest or those dotted figures in a way that gives them a sense of when to come in.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're doing at A is okay, but it's much smaller, okay? So if you try that again, do the opening, and then just as small as can be, and they've got a crescendo here from the downbeat of A, or from measure A to the next. How loud do you want them to get there? Because it's not really specified.
Yeah, I'd like it to grow, mezzo forte.
Mezzo forte? Okay, so that's what you want to show then. So, so make sure that when you come out of that crescendo, you're showing a gesture that's going to have them as loud as they were at the beginning of the piece. Okay? So that's a lot to show in that short amount of time, right? So let's give it a shot.
All right, beginning again. Yes. Thank you. You did what I told you to do, and I should not have told you to do that. Thank
Okay.
you.
So there are two issues here in this section of E, right?
Yes.
What do you think I'm going to talk to you about?
Wasn't growing as much again?
What's our bass dynamic here at
Piano.
Yeah. So how big was your gesture?
More like mezzo piano.
It was pretty big, right? And then also you've got that quarter rest, you
Yes.
know? And as I mentioned, like when I'm marking a score, you'll see, you know, I never played this piece.
Yeah.
So I went through and marked for this workshop. Look what I put there in the center to remind myself there's a quarter rest, and that's different than any other moment in the
yeah.
piece, right? So I want to be so aware of this, right? Da 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 dee da. When I get to a quarter rest like that, I'm going to do almost nothing in terms of movement because I don't want anybody to play, right? So it's not quite like this. You don't need to be that dramatic, but da 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 dee da, dee da da, and then they come in with confidence, not loud, but with confidence after that. Try it again, right here.
Letter E?
Did a much better job at D that time. You gave a nice downbeat with conviction, made the chime player feel like he wasn't out here in the middle of nowhere with no clothes on, feeling totally exposed. So let's pick it up at E.
All right, E.
I think it could be even smaller for those pianos, okay? All right. Small as you can be, and then bigger for the mezzo piano. Could you go back to letter D now so we get the transition into
Sure.
E as well?
All right, letter D.
This is big, right? Forte, accent on the downbeat. Try this again. Not bad, but what I'd like to see is when you set this new tempo here, that you don't look down at all, for maybe even 4 measures, okay? So from the moment you get to this cutoff, dee, da, dee, beam, 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 and your head is up and you've got all of their attention and you're showing them that you're giving all of your attention to them, okay? So no reason to look down there for a few bars, right?
You're right. All right, letter F.
You go before that?
Oh, before F, sure. Go to E.
Right, so that was much better. I want to try it one more time at F, and so our dynamic there is,
Piano.
right, so we want to give a confident upbeat and downbeat, but not too big, right? So we're showing a new tempo, but a soft dynamic, and then we're going to grow. So can you start right there with that in mind?
Did you get the sound that you wanted at the height of the line?
No, it could have been fuller.
Did you try something that we did an hour ago to try to get that sound aggressive
Yeah.
that way? I think the problem.
Sure.
You do this incredibly better things. Thank you.
All right, letter E. Or, I'm sorry, F. Letter F. Try that again.
Go from G to the end, and this time when you're using that left hand, I've seen some great ideas, but every time we cross a bar line, I see this, okay? Can you see if you can do this crescendo, starting at G, D, 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 where your left hand is just moving very steadily and gradually,
Yeah.
and you gotta think, you got 4 bars, so you don't wanna get out there too fast,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But you've got it down here, maybe a little lower, but it's steadily moving, okay? It's not moving with the beat. You try that? Go all the way from G to the end?
All right, letter G, pick up to G.
How'd that feel?
Much better.
It looked great, you know? So there are times in music, of course, where what we do is in conjunction with the beat that's going on, right? But here's a spot where he's got this crescendo over 4 bars. And it's not a terrace crescendo, right? It's not D, 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 D. 'Cause if it were, then you might want to do this. But we want the time going in this hand, but this hand is not about time. It's about that steady, intense increase in dynamic that you want to have to really build the excitement, okay? Great job, okay? What's next?
Let's do the next movement.
Before you do the next one, I just want you to try one thing for me.
Sure.
These sections with the no breath,
Uh-huh.
I know what you're going after, which is exactly what it says here, right? Like, how can I keep this flow continuous? But I believe most bands are going to want to see that beat too, and that you can do it in a way that's very subtle. So just take it from A.
Okay.
Ba da da dee da dee da 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 dee da dee. See, it's a very subtle, but just giving that little reassurance that that's where beat 2 is.
Okay.
I think is important. Just give that a try.
Okay, letter A. Shouldn't be that tricky. Somewhere between, okay.
Flow through it and just, it's a very small, just anything where that is, very good.
Okay. Same place?
Your original intent is spot on. You know, keep it flowing
Yeah.
through there. But before you just turned it into a 1 bar.
And they want to
So
see
you
it.
know, practice that. You know, play around that a little bit. I know you and I talked about you maybe doing this with your
Maybe,
band.
yeah, we'll see.
They will appreciate that too.
Yeah. Okay.
But go ahead, the second one.
All right, let's do the second movement, please.
Okay, Brian, before you go on, what did you think of that?
Not clean enough. I'm not being.
Don't tell me, tell them, okay? You're rehearsing the band, they just played that for you. What feedback can you offer them about what you'd like to change?
I want to see if we can get the entrances tighter and the beats tighter together.
Measure 73?
Yeah, the flutes didn't know what beat I was on.
Yeah, there was disagreement between the flutes and the saxes, yep. So you start right there at 73.
Okay, 73, so the sixth bar of the,
So is there anything that you could or should say to the ensemble now in light of that mistake that's going to make it clear to them what happens in measure 73?
I'll actually ask the flutes a question.
Okay?
Did you know where the cutoff was? Maybe I didn't,
No, I thought the cutoff was in.
Okay. So,
I need to conduct that whole note then.
well, and you did, but there was confusion about what happened in this measure. So if something like that happens, nothing wrong with saying to the group, by the way, measure 73, the first two beats are silent. Just,
Yeah.
just so there's no confusion about that. And just that quick bit of information
Yeah.
can kind of, oh, okay, so they know that. And I would still show that time. You can be very lightly, you don't want to pull anybody in. And then the other critical thing that has to happen in 73, so the first two beats are silent, but then for beat 3, a gesture that's going to give them confidence to come in together. Not big, because we're still piano,
Yeah.
but one that inspires confidence, okay?
Yeah. All right, so measure 72 is a whole note in the brass, cutting off right on beat 1, no pause, going right in. Beats 1 and 2 are a rest. We'll start at the beginning.
Did that first note sound together to you? Are you going to settle for that?
No, I shouldn't.
You're going to be insistent, right?
Yeah.
Kind but insistent. We're out of time, but so what I'm seeing that I really like is clarity, but don't equate clarity with size, okay? You
Yes.
can be clear without being big.
Not
Because
the mezzo forte just now.
exactly, okay? So you've got the right idea, it's just a matter of bringing it in, okay? But nice job. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.